And we're back with our top 8 feature match
Yes,
with Tao Nguyen Hong, who's
and
playing Pedal Magician.
yeah, and a comeback from Peter Heine with his BA deck. So he's still in the top 8. Let's see how he will be able to manage now magicians. Sorry.
So let's go straight to the game.
Yes. So they're shuffling up right now.
Looks like a field center there.
Yep.
Okay.
So they're still shuffling and have a token as the field separator.
So I'm actually kind of curious. I think Peter won against Tricksters his top 16 fit.
Yeah, I asked him just
matchup, right?
before this round.
Okay, so this lonely burning abyss that we have at every turn, like I think really every Grand Tour stop or
there's
major
one BA.
stop, it's always this one BA who gets that far. Normally they're winning the tournament, so
Yeah, I'm curious how magicians will be able to deal with all the floating abilities this deck provides, because usually they destroy or send cards to the graveyard, but yeah, BA, they don't care how they are sent to the graveyard, they just trigger all day long.
it's actually fascinating to see BA just always like it's never dead the deck basically.
Yeah.
It's just like always around, and
It's surviving
for
the
sure
ban list hits, it's surviving changes of the meta, changes of new decks incoming, it always adapts to the new situations.
and it seems to be like this sleeper deck that nobody was expecting for this weekend. So we will see how Tao will try to overcome the BA of Peter Heine.
So I'm not sure who won the die roll. I think you asked Peter who should go
So
first.
Peter's starting, I guess.
With, wow, 3 VAs, 1 Twin Twister and a Pot of Desires, which he's immediately throwing down.
Yeah, so no Ash at this point.
Interesting. Do you agree with the Desires opener, immediately dropping it down, or would you just
I
first
think so,
start
yeah.
with the Dante and then see if you want to use it?
I mean, he wants to have like oh, he drew another Twin Twist, so he has
Oh wow,
double
he
Twin
has so
Twister.
many removal cards now. So he's going for the, I presume, the special summon of Calcap and the special summon of Libic?
This
Oh no,
a normal summon of
ah,
Calcap
it's
and the special summon of...
yeah, I see. It's 2 Calcaps.
So he probably goes into Dante.
Most probably. So there we see him going down, using his effect to mill 3 cards, milling 2 Phantom Knights, which is good. This is alright. It's not as broken as the mills yesterday, but it's still really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's searching for the Fogblade.
And
he's banishing the gloves to sending a Phantom Knight monster from the deck to the graveyard.
what would you send in the situation here?
I think, yeah, the one that
Ancient Cloak?
could search monster cards.
Ancient Cloak is the one which is banishing itself to search something like Silent Boots or something.
Exactly, yeah.
Similar.
Like this, he gets another card in hand to use the second Twin Twister. Okay, so he has Maxi, Silent Boots, double Twin Twister, and double Fogblade in hand. If I'm... Okay, so... So, pretty good opening for Peter. Let's see how Tao tries to fight back.
So what did he set? He said the Fogblade, the double Twin Twisters. So double Twin Twisters might be pretty strong depending on how many floating scales he can set there. If he's opening like maybe like 2 Wisdom Eyes, I would immediately blow them out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's all... It's actually now it's crucial with Wavering Eyes could be quite huge at this point. Because it's basically forcing already the second Twin Twister. Or it could force it, but we'll see what Tao...
Do we have any information what Tao has in his hand right now?
I think the only information that we have is that he doesn't have a Ash Blossom in hand.
Because you
Because
think he would have
he would
used
have
it on
used
the
it on the
desires.
Desires, yeah. And just let me, yeah. Okay, so he goes for Poison Magician,
Mm-hmm. Which-
slow scale.
Which is the only target, which is Dante, which still would trigger here.
So
And Wisdom Eye. Okay, now he will debate if he wants to Twin Twister this 2 scales, because he won't lose that much when his Dante is getting destroyed. So I think it's a good choice to already to activate it.
so he needs to discard as a cost, saying
Silent Boots. Let's see if we see a Wavering Eyes counter or something from his hand.
Okay, so he decides to just destroy the Wisdom Eye. That's interesting.
Only one target. Interesting. So he just wants. He does not want to get his Dante getting destroyed here. Ah, he's
Oh,
activating Astrograph Sorcerer here
And
on the destruction.
that's huge. Well, not sure at which point Astrograph is activating its effect, if it's on the field or not.
I think it activates in his hand and resolves after the special summon. It's similar, I think, to like the Psyframes and all these things, I think.
Okay.
So I don't think it's an on-field effect which is triggering separately after coming on the field. Ah, he can still chain the
Oh,
barrier
he had
though.
a barrier. Okay, not the Fog Blade face down.
Interesting. He
That's
bluffed his
huge.
opponent here, maybe. Or maybe he has set both of them and kept one of the Twin Twisters in his hand. What? I don't think so.
No, he said for sure the 2 Twin Twisters.
So now his opponent is completely locked out of the Astrograph Sorcerer and cannot even Pendulum Summon. Or normal summon Joker or something. That's interesting. Why did he then Twin Twister the one scale here? When he already had the barrier. He didn't want to load him
I
up.
think he tried to not use the barrier this turn, like saving it for later on.
Is he going to go and face Twin Twister here?
No, he already drew for turn.
Okay.
He has the Calc up for the face down card. He can push for some damage and use Twin Twister more effectively, especially now with the information that he got that Astrograph is in the hand of Tau.
So he's activating Silent Boots.
Searching another Fog Blade.
How good is Fogblade against Pendulum Magicians?
I mean,
It's decent.
it's alright. It's not that great because what do you want to negate? Probably the Joker.
One
Is
of the
like-
extra deck monsters.
It's probably the best card to negate. Okay, so
Barbar Mill, Ash, and Allure of Darkness here. So Barbar might get some burn damage. Depends how many monsters he has, because he needs to keep some targets left for Dante here.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's just punishing. I think one Calc up.
He wants to keep the second Calcup and the Grave, I presume. So his opponent
Yeah.
takes back the card, which
With Calc up's effect, he's bouncing the face down card, and yeah, Barbar dealing the 300 damage. Okay,
so he's
Dante's-
going to attack
Mhm.
for 25 here.
So he's setting out 2 cards, probably 2 Fog Blades, and
And still the Twin Twister left here.
exactly, and a Maxi in hand.
Oh,
Oh yes, sure.
he
and
has another barrier. Wow, he's just stunning his opponent down. Wow, the draws are amazing here. So his opponent won't be doing anything again this turn.
And now I'm pretty sure he's going to use the Twin Twister on that.
I also think so. He doesn't want to see double back row, I think. Especially, I think I saw does Tower play barrier, because I saw a trap which was
Should be
should be the pendulum graph here. Okay. He can just securely just Twin Twister because Astrograph Sorcerer won't be able to trigger at all.
So there's the graph. Discard for summoning batteries. He's going to use the effect probably to summoning a Scarm from deck.
How many Calcaps does he play in this main deck? I think it's 2, isn't it?
It's
Let's
2,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 2, so he can't bounce them again.
And we see now the Ash on the effect of graph. Which it's alright.
It's alright, because usually when Beatrice is there, he's just getting something like Scarm to search in the end phase anyways.
he he could have also just waited with the Ash Blossom to negate Beatrice.
Mill effect.
Exactly. To prevent any interruption in his turn due to Beatrice. But as he knows that there are also fog blades around, it's probably he was like, okay, like this. Pete doesn't have a follow-up play for next turn. Only if Beatrice is going to be used not defensively by sending Skarm, so it should be alright, yeah, to use the Ash Blossom on the graph at this point. And
So Thao is debating what to do here.
we know that he has an Astrograph in hand.
So, but he's playing him out in this
Oh,
pendulum
he-
scale. That's two scale, one scales.
Okay, and now
I th-
pretty sure he's going.
to Twin Twister that.
Okay, not sure if I like that.
He kept one fog blade in his hand here. He changed the Wavering Eyes, which he had already set. Unfortunate for him.
Not sure if it's correct to use the Twin Twister at this point because
I would
there's-
have waited for the Wavering Eyes coming out because it was clearly that he will activate here Wavering
Yeah.
Eyes, and then you could have just combated it with your Twin Twister and blown him out even more. So he has another Astrograph Sorcerer in his hand, anyways. Oh, he's
There's
getting
Maxine.
Maxine. Wow, he's top decking like God.
he had the max in the opening hand.
Okay. So
But there was no reason to play it so far. Yeah.
so he's going to draw some new cards here.
Okay, so I think basically first he would have to search something with Wavering Eyes and then he could reveal the Astrograph from hand. Because nothing Astrograph has to be activated in a new chain. But I think doesn't matter at this point. The question is now if he's using the Astrograph effect
To recover one of his
to search from the deck. Can Astrograph search itself?
I think so. I think it's just mentioning a monster which is banished on the extra deck or in the graveyard, and not exclude himself.
Okay, so he decided to not search.
So now he's activating Beatrice, presumably a Farfar, maybe here.
Think that's possible.
I think he wants
Oh.
to resolve first
Oh.
Astrograph Sorcerer. He should have resolved it then before, because then Beatrice, it's like already a new change happening here.
Well, I think the whole chain was not correctly with the Astrograph
Executed.
should be have summoned after the Wavering Eyes resolved.
Yeah, and then he should have searched immediately with the summon,
Yeah.
and then he should be able to activate his Beatrice
But
to
as-
send something to the graveyard here.
I think as both players agreed that he can still search, and we have also table charge there, so should be alright.
So now, what's he going to send here?
Farfa could be an option, but not sure if it's correct. I could also imagine like sending Sir, getting back to Dante, getting back Sir to the hand. Or maybe it's possible that he banished the Sir with Pot of Desires. So
That might be.
that could be huge, actually.
So he has still the Dante effect to get something back from the graveyard here, which he has detached with Beatrice.
Because he takes the graph back to the hand.
And then he's...
Okay, so why is
Beatrice getting destroyed here?
not
Did he
prob-
attack with the Astrograph Sorcerer in her, or what?
I think so, but not sure actually.
I'm confused here now. What's going on?
No, he used the purple.
He destroyed
Poison, yeah,
with purple poison. Okay,
exactly.
good. He's, I think, asking what Dante is doing. So he explained them to him.
Okay, so he now has what
Scarcobot Joker here in his hand? Yeah.
exactly? So on this one, we will see probably
The Fog Blade.
Yeah.
He has no magicians to chain his trap to. I think he has this trap set, so he cannot use it right now as to destroy the Fogblade itself.
Would probably have been correct to first activate a magician scale.
Yes,
And
if
then-
if he has any in his hand.
That's a question, yeah.
That's the question. Maybe he wanted to get it now, but he should have known about the Fog Blade. Which card did he add with Astrograph Sorcerer beforehand?
The Poison Magician.
Okay. Then he still has the poison and at least. And someone in the chat is writing down that he has also Iris in his hand.
So he would have like the complete scale.
He would have all the counters to the Fog Blade.
But maybe like this, he still has the time panel graph for later on this turn, because Dante will for sure, I think, discard the graph. And
To get the draw in the special summon.
exactly. And I'm also not sure if it's necessary for Tao to continue summoning monsters, because he's still under max C.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dante,
So it's a Perform Pulse sorcerer, not double Iris in hand.
so he has a 1 and 2 scale, which he cannot do that much right now. Oh. I think he wants to attack over now the Dante.
Yeah, so
with
he won't
purple
lose the sorcerer from hand, because Dante has the effect when it's getting destroyed, that your opponent has to discard a random card.
Yeah.
And like this, sorcerer's a little bit safe, but still not the greatest scale, or not a card that you always
So
want.
he
to
special
scale.
summons Libic with Graph that he has just discarded for getting in the draw. And presumably we will see now Purple Poison getting activated before the damage calculation too. I don't know, did he attack with the Astrograph Sorcerer? I think so, because it's the stronger monster here.
I think
Although
not
both
yet.
can run him over with Purple Poison's help.
Well, Fogblade is denying Joker to attack, so yeah, he's going to attack with...
Isn't it denying just to attack directly?
No, attacking in general. It can't be, it can't
It can't be targeted for attacks, that was the clue by it, yeah.
Okay, so they go straight to the end phase. It's interesting that he decided to not use, not go to the bat.
Why didn't you?
Okay, I mean, he has the time pendulum graph, so...
He wants to keep this only Magician card as an interruption during his opponent's play, and he can still send the Dante with his trap, because it does not target during the resolution, when he's somehow able to destroy the poison without getting destroyed itself. So let's see what his plans are here.
So he's in a crucial range with his 2,700 life
Yes.
points. Is Peter playing Nightmare Shark?
Nightmare Shark, let's see. He is playing one copy of Nightmare Shark in his extra deck, so he could do the Nightmare Shark control game, but he needs to first empty up his extra deck slot.
Yeah, so he's going to discard.
Oh, Farfar.
And now not sure. I think he will banish.
The Joker, because otherwise,
Okay, so Fogblade goes to the graveyard.
otherwise he would have no targets to attack anymore.
Okay, so he could norm summon now the Finnish Rhino Warrior, and start with special summoning the BA monster from his hand.
Yeah. So he goes for the Rhino Warrior here. I think Tao is thinking about to interrupt anything, but I don't see a point here.
Yeah, there's like no real reason. I mean,
The thing is, he can summon as many BAs as he wants, but he cannot do anything except for going into Link monsters, and those he can stop effectively with the trap
exactly.
and Purple Poison. So
It would be interesting to know how many Phantom Knights Peter has in his graveyard left.
I think he has. I'm not sure.
Because he banished most of them the whole time. Just thinking about how he could go for game at this point, by going like first into a Decode Talker.
Maybe he will sacrifice his battle phase, just trying to attack over Astrograph Sorcerer, so that the Iris, the Purple Poison is getting triggered, and then doing something main phase 2 to just enhance his position for next turn. Maybe that would be also an option here.
Okay, so let's check the graveyard. We don't see any Phantom Knights there.
No, the Fogblade is kinda useless in the graveyard today.
Right now, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how much he banished, like 4 Phantom Knights so far. sure how many he's playing.
He's playing 6
Six.
copies, 2 Ancient Cloaks, 1 Ragged Gloves, and 3 Silent Boots. I think he banished like 2 Silent Boots, 1 Cloak, and maybe 1 Gloves. Kind
Yeah,
of like
exactly.
that, I think he went through.
Okay, so he has another Rhino in hand and at least a Scarm. So
I think he's going to do this battle phase thing and try to force the trap or the purple poison, because otherwise, yeah, the opponent will be like top decking with no scales. It's gonna be difficult to get out of this position when he's not using the trap or the purple poison at this situation. So he's going to use the purple poison's effect during damage calculation right before it.
yeah, so he's pushing
Uh,
Asgraf. He decides to not use, or is he deciding to use Purple Eyes?
Yeah, he used it beforehand, so it's now at 3-7.
No,
So he,
but I mean the destruction effect.
I think they're just resolving right now. Oh no, he's using it, or they can't be destroyed because of Rhino. Or? I think Rhino's stopping only your destructions, or is he also
It's
opponent's effects?
preventing from destruction by card effect, I guess, but only for fiend monsters. Oh, not by battle or card effects, and I think Pilgrim should be
Still on the field then.
no. I think Pilgrim is a fairy type monster
Yeah,
or warrior. Not sure
warrior,
on that.
warrior fairy. So, but Fiendish Rhino's yeah, protecting the other BA monsters.
So if he wants to destroy something, it would be the Fiendish Rhino.
So and he can send another. I think Phantom Knight he will put inside of it. No,
Scar. The Phantom Knights are warriors. That's something
It's true.
a lot of people
Yeah.
actually forget from time to time, because like the whole deck is based on the fiend monsters.
yeah. We also have to keep in mind he used the Pot of Desires on his first turn, so maybe the last copies are also banished. Maybe he does not even have the option to use Fogblight from his graveyard anymore.
So he's special summoning Scarm.
Now he can
Let's.
do what he wants to do.
Okay.
He goes for the classical rank 4 plays afterwards, I presume. Let's see, what does he play? He plays Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon as the rank 4, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's the only one he's able to go.
The problem is he doesn't have any Phantom Knights to special summon, so
So yo, then that was an interesting play.
let's see if Tao has a way to get back. Okay, so he's reading his own card. What could it be?
I think it's nothing useful. If it would be a high scale, he would have played it immediately, I think, to
Yeah.
get one Pendulum once out of the extra.
so he's
monster.
banishing Fogblight to
Ah.
summoning back Breaksword.
So he has a beat stick on his field, which is stronger than the Skrull Cobalt Joker. So he wants to play a little bit old Yu-Gi-Oh here,
Okay.
just a stronger monster.
Oh, okay.
It's White Wing.
White Wing, so he has now the possibility to use his time panel graph again.
White Wing is also low scale.
Exactly.
So he cannot Pendulum summon, but he can use it to stop the play. Yeah, but now he has the Rhino, so he's trying to force him to destroy his Breaksword. I think, does he has 2 Fogblades in his grave, so he can summon it back again when he wants to. So the trap is here kind of out of the equation here.
So he let get it through. I mean, that's alright.
How much life does he has left? That that should be like
1,100
it's like
should be.
there's not that much left, so
So slowly getting into the Barbar range.
yeah, in the Barbar range and the Nightmare Shark range he has already passed, so there could be maybe incoming a Nightmare Shark next turn to seal the deal, because now he clocked his scales as well, kinda.
Well, with the time pendulum graph, it's not clocked.
Yes.
He can free it up. He's checking his extra deck, so there's like 2 possibilities. It could be like the high scale, or Oath Magician would be the other possibility. Okay.
He's destroying a Desires, which he didn't want to use because he can't use it anymore. And
Okay.
he has a high scale here.
So he's going to panel summon 1 monster back from his extra deck. And now just thinking what he could potentially summon. which would help him. to
Astrogast
get
also is
back.
the strongest monster he has there to pendulum summon. But
Probably going for that, yeah.
yeah, it would be nice when he had some stronger magicians to support his trap further, but he still has the one.
I think it would have been correct to summon a magician monster. Like
Because-
this, you could use the time pendulum graph and
Yeah,
use
and,
the
and also
X-Flex
I
zone
don't know how
again.
many magicians he has in his extra deck right now, but they get a push from his harmonizing magician. I don't know how much pendulums he has there in his extra deck, how much attack there is.
So he decided to not use the Phoenix Rhino Warrior.
No, I think he has like 2 to 3 cards left in his deck. I don't think he wants to mill more. And now he's starting to set. I think he just wants to get a rank 3 on the board with Nightmare Shark and just attack for game. Because he can always also try when it's not a BA monster.
That's huge.
That's huge, yes.
Because yeah, now he can destroy.
Is it a barbar though?
No, he has the one bar he's playing in the graveyard.
Ah, okay. He's ashing the pendulum graph, not to search.
Not sure if yeah, I mean it's alright. He needs to draw any level 3 yeah, no BA basically. A BA wouldn't help.
Another ash. It's
But
also
that
level.
should be enough,
It's a level
actually.
3. It's a level 3. He can do it with a Phantom Knight.
So
And he
he's
has-
banishing Fogblade, summoning back the gloves, or what's the name?
I think.
Ancient Cloak,
Yeah.
summoning the Ash and go for Nightmare Shark and
Yes,
game.
and then he can attack for game. Especially he has no interruptions because there's no magicians left on the field for Tau to stop this play. Let's see if you see this. If he's seeing this play.
Okay, so he's banishing the Fogblade, summoning back Cloak. So he's using the effect of Cloak. I
What
think,
is the on-field effect of the Phantom
you
Knight?
can target a dark monster. It gains 800 attack and defense points.
Until the
un-
end of the opponent's next turn or the opponent's turn. Okay.
Okay, so what he can do is like targeting the Astrograph, but not sure if that helps.
I'm just
anything.
not sure how strong the Astrogast sorcerer is because I don't know how many magicians he has on his extra. I think like no, the magicians are not there, so he has no push anymore. So
Okay, so
he's going for Nightmare Shark. I think
pretty sure.
it's like the safest option.
Maybe a more fancier way like F-Zero.
Okay.
Okay,
He can do that as well. He can
Yeah,
just
exactly.
destroy another.
Yeah, fancy.
Oh, he's going for F-Zero
F-Zero.
and trying to game him directly with his own pendulum monster.
Sounds alright.
Sounds alright. So he's gonna
Attacking.
get gamed with his own monster. He's trying. Yeah, that's it. Interesting.
So Peter Heine is taking the first game of the top 8 with his Burning Abyss Phantom Knight deck. What's actually cool, he had multiple ways to win this game.
Yes, he had multiple options. He chose one of the more obscure ones, let's say, to be honest.
Well, side deck.
Side decking, let's see here. Presumably the Pendulum Magician player will start first, so let's see what Peter Heine can side in to go second. He has the Kaiju engine for going second. Might be okay to just disrupt the entire board, which he has. Everything else doesn't look like he would like to side it in second, going second. Yes, like Jinzos, Vanity's Fiends, Anti-Spell Fragrance. These are all cards which are usually used for going first, not second. And also depending on the matchup. So I think maybe he will put in the Kaijus and that's it.
I could actually also imagine that he's siding in Vanity's Fiend, just in combination with Raigeki or Dark Hole, to put his opponent in a
That's true,
awkward position.
Peter Heine wisely chose to play already a Raigeki and a Dark Hole in the main deck, so he has a lot of mass removal here anyways, and when he's able to put in the Vanity's Fiend... the problem with Vanity's Fiend is still is like the purple Poison Magician can just play around it. You have the trap, you have so many options in Pendulum Magicians to remove it. I think it's too risky to go for the Vanity's route maybe.
That's true.
What's on the side of Tau? What do you think? Will he just keep his deck the way it is? How much is there to side? Maybe he just doesn't want to hurt his consistency here.
Well, as he's going first, I could see surely the dimensional barriers, which are probably in the side for the mirror match, not particular for Burning Abyss.
But he can use it here. It's
Exactly.
not that bad.
Versatile card. And Denkuseka could be an option because he struggled a lot against the back row of Peter
Yeah.
in this first game, especially twin twisters, barriers, and stuff like that. So could imagine that he's probably going to side in the Denkuseka, even though he's going first. So he could go like just doing his normal pendulum stuff and use it in the second turn and then push for game. It's actually also interesting that we're now at a point where both. I think it's just 10 minutes left on the
So
round.
Barbar is getting another option to be a game saver. Nightmare Shark, like all the burn cards and all the direct attack cards that we have here. So we've seen a solid hand on Peter's side. And what do we have on Tau? I think I see a
A
Wavering
lot of
Eyes.
spell cards.
I think a Wavering Eyes and a Pendulum Graph spell. Maybe two of them. Maybe even two of them. We have a Joker at least, who is going down to get him one scale. Which is Wisdom Eye.
And okay, so he doesn't have the star pendulum graph, otherwise he would have used it at this point.
No, then he doesn't have it, and then it has to be surely a different spell. So he's recycling with Oath Dragon. I think it's two Wavering Eyes, maybe?
Two Wavering Eyes,
Yeah, so we see some Wavering Eyes action going down. At least it's not a mirror match, so it's not that unfair.
Okay, so what could he potentially search at this point?
Can go for more Wisdom Eyes if he wants to. If he wants to circulate more for the deck.
I mean, it's not necessarily something you want to do because
The problem is you can't just summon them back.
exactly, yeah.
And he already used Oath Dragon to recycle one of them.
So he decides to search Astrograph, and as Astrograph can afterwards activates itself after a chain resolved where a card got destroyed, he can special summon it on the destruction of Wavering Eyes and searching the scales, which is like good resource management. Yeah, so he goes now for the scales.
And now he will
using the Wisdom Eye for a low
Get-
scale and
get another search.
searching afterwards the Harmonizing Magician. So he will go into Omega, a rank 4, and he already has the trap card, so pretty good start.
really good start. A Heavy Storm would be nice for for Peter Heine here. Let's see here, what does he want to have? Setting the purple, just to have more of a stun card again on the field, and adding the Magician that you already said you will add here.
Okay, so he has still in hand another Wavering Eyes and another spell card next to the Harmonizing.
I think he will not use the second Wavering Eyes. Oh, it's a Desires. When he has a second Wavering Eyes, I think maybe he will use it defensively during his opponent's turn.
Yeah, also could imagine that.
Because then you would have two interruptions together with the trap, which would be really great. Which is another application for the card, why it's not that bad also against other decks.
Yeah.
I think this is the first game which will go into time here for us in the stream. So he's going for Pendulum Summon.
Okay, so he drew a Pendulum Sorcerer. Okay, so he's now using Harmonizing and Pendulum Sorcerer. Yeah, destroying Double Iris to search a trap card.
So people in the chat are anticipating a Dweller coming down. What do you think about this idea?
Yeah, it makes actually sense to go into Dweller, especially with the other interruption that he has with the trap card. Okay, so he's summoning the White Wing Magician, which you normally just do if you want to go into double Omega
synchros.
play. But
I don't.
first of all, I think he's just playing one. So yeah, probably going to use
Maybe
it.
he just wants to not draw it anymore later, so he's getting it out of the extra deck out of the deck right now.
That's possible, yeah.
So it's just another name that he has, and which is not a Dead anymore. I think he will just go firstly for Omega and then maybe for Dweller afterwards.
Makes sense in my opinion. Definitely.
So he's getting rid of. I think it's the Desire. What is this? I can't really see it.
It's difficult to see. Could be Desires.
Because I saw Desires, but I not quite sure if it's a spell. I think it's Desires.
Okay, now he goes into
Yeah.
rank 4.
Presumably Dweller,
Yeah.
which is a really good stun card here. So I think it is a Wavering Eyes he has there.
Yeah, he has Wavering
So
Eyes, that's
he-
sure.
The problem is he has no magicians left on the hand, on the field, to use like Wavering Eyes and the trap in conjunction, because when he uses Wavering Eyes or the trap, then there won't be a target left for the other one.
Yeah.
So I think he will just keep it in his hand.
Okay, and
So the opponent has Raigeki in his hand
indeed, so he's going
for
for
Twin Twister, and then Raigeki. Oh, wow, this is going to be huge here. I think we will see definitely the Dweller put in some work so that the BA player cannot establish that big of a board, but getting rid of all the cards there, it's already good.
Okay, yeah. He used the Twin Twist just to get additional information, or he hoped to get additional information because this game
Yeah, he only had two
really
cards left.
winnable, yeah. So we
We-
will go into game 3.
I think
right
also
before
he saw
time.
saw it, it's time almost time out. They don't want to do the sudden death, because in this situation also Wavering Eyes is shining because it's doing 500 burn damage immediately.
Well, the question is if Wavering Eyes or Barbar is the
who's
more effective
yeah,
way.
that's the way. Because BA have a lot of options to mill the Barber whenever they want to, with Rush Rhino and all the other cards.
So now for the side deck, when Peter's going first, what will he change?
I think Anti-Spell Fragrance will be a really good option to just slow down Tao from his place, because usually when you do that against Pendulum Magicians, they have like maybe a chainable spell and trap removal card which they can use immediately, or they have to use their normal summon for Purple Poison Magician and then either attack into a monster, destroy it, or use it with the trap in conjunction, because usually they don't have any other ways to out Anti-Spell Fragrance immediately.
And what now is particular strong is as they're going next right into the time in this game probably. It's not only slowing down Tao, but also like forcing him to use a battle phase. For example, if he has the Poison Magician to out it, like this, he's losing a turn, which
Not-
could be crucial at this
Not
point.
only that, he's also getting damage, which is essential during timeout situations, getting him closer down to 0. So let's see if Peter Heine will have here an edge on the beginning. I think he will start first because he would like to get his mills in,
Yeah.
get his traps in, and see that he can establish a field where Tao can't play through.
I mean, on the other side for Tao, we have the Saphions, which could get in for potential anti-spell fragrance, dimensional barriers, twin twisters, stuff like that. Even though it loses out to Fogblade or potential Beatrice.
How do you think about Denko Seka? Do you think it's too slow because Peter Heine will flip down the anti-space fragrance immediately?
I think so, yeah.
I think it will be too slow.
Yeah, I think there's no reason to side it in this matchup.
I think the Cyclones look much better here than the Denko Seka because they're at least chainable. You can just throw them out of the hand.
The Cyclone is also like, it's a great card, but now it's a little bit
Yeah, in the
It's
timeout, it's
getting
usually it's like
interesting.
it's the time where you would just wish, where are my MSTs in the side deck?
And now you're really thinking like, or you're rethinking twice if you really want or have to use the Cosmic Cyclone.
So we see a Phantom Knight opening in on the BA side.
Going into our friend Dante, milling 3 cards, another Phantom.
2 Phantom Knights monster he has milled.
That's
so-
pretty good.
So he's getting more traps at his disposal.
Okay, so probably sending Cloak.
I think Tau is asking which effects he wants to resolve here. Yeah, Sending Cloak.
And searching
The boots.
boots. He has already a trap card in hand, but I'm not sure which trap card it is. So it could be the could maybe be the anti-spell or just like double fog blade. And apparently he doesn't have a BA monster in hand. That's interesting.
He's started like pure Phantom Knights almost.
Well, he
So
still has 3 cards in hand, right?
I think 3 or 4. I think
should be 3.
I don't
yeah.
know. Is he playing Ash Blossom? Because I think I saw one Ash Blossom. I think when he started this round.
And we're in time
So
for the top cut. Not sure if they're informed.
I think the judge will inform them here.
So Tao is thinking about his play.
What does he has in his hand? Can we do we have any information what he has there?
Not really, I guess.
We see
He's
he has the Denkoseka sided in. Okay, this is going to nail down the entire back row, but will not stop the hand traps which he might have in his hand. So we see a Desires, which might get Ash Blossom. I think he has Ash Blossom.
If he has Ash Blossom, he will use it at this point. There's no reason to wait for it.
He's asking here now. Yeah, he's. It looks like he's like really patient here and thinking about using it. Yeah, he's using it. So the opponent's losing with this one card, not winning to another extra card,
Okay, so he has a Performable Joker,
which he cannot normal summon anymore.
2 spell cards, and 1.
I think it's a Duelist Alliance and something else. The problem is
I'm
when
actually pretty sure that he doesn't have any place left in his
yeah,
hand.
because the problem is when you normal summon Denkoseka, you need some scales or something to back it up. Because when you don't have it, BA can just swing the game again next turn by milling more cards, just attacking over it and just establishing again a great board. When you have too many normal summons, it might get a little bit more contradicting for your own plays here.
And now it's actually, it's interesting why he chose to summon Denkoseka before using the Pot of Desires. Because otherwise he could have like summoned the Joker afterwards when it gets negated by Ash Blossom and saving Denko in hand for later on. And now he's, I think,
What is the rest in his hand? Is it maybe 2 Duelist Lines and 1?
Time Pendulum Graph.
Is it the Wisdom Eye, the other one? I don't know. But when he has the Wisdom Eye and Squirgle, but you can't do anything.
Yeah, well, he can use
He
the
can
Wisdom Eye effect.
Yeah, he can Pendulum summon like 1 Wisdom
And
Eye.
then using the Denkoseka for an Xyz,
Which is
isn't that great.
no.
Especially as he knows that there's at least 1 Fog Blade face down.
I think this Joyous Spring was pretty crucial here to stop the more resources coming back to his hand. I think he was hoping there to get the scales that he wants or the spell cards to further enhance his game state or advance his game state. I think he's passing turn here. Interesting. Surprisingly, I didn't anticipate Denkoseka getting sided because usually the anti-spell is getting flipped immediately against Pendulum Magicians. You don't want to risk the Denkoseka.
Okay, so we have
Tour
Tour Guide,
Guide.
Maxi, and a Phantom Knight in hand.
Oh, so he has the also the Maxi just in case.
Okay, so he's milling the graph, sending probably Skarm, or summoning the Skarm.
Either that or Sir when he has Sirs left. I think so. He should have Sirs.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's going for Skarm and then using the normal summon Tour Guide to put pressure on because now it's timeout and in Top Cut they only have 3 extra turns.
So he wants to burn him down.
Exactly. Yeah, putting him in a position where it's unlikely for Tao to deal enough damage because he only has 1 turn left.
People are also writing down that he might be able to go for OTK with Deco Talker here somehow.
I think the problem is that the Fog Blades are face down there.
So he cannot special summon anything.
And yeah, exactly.
Except,
he
yeah.
needs them in the graveyard to do something with them. But I think actually it's alright to go for massive damage at this point. With the Maxine hand and double Fogblade face down.
Someone's writing Decode Talker plus Rebellion Xyz Dragon would be game here. The question is, how will he be able to get 2 more monsters? He will be able to send one and another with the Rhino, but I don't see the second one coming to the field here.
Okay, trying to bluff Honest on Tao's side.
Of course.
And there's so he got 3200 damage, and he got 1 turn left to get into this game.
Which will be difficult because now his 2 back row are online again. So now he's going for Decode Talker.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh, that's actually a smart play because now he's getting back with Dante any BA monster.
And he's going to send a Barbara just to ensure more.
No,
damage.
he's going to summon the Sir with or sending Sir, getting back Dante.
To have
and
more defense.
the BA that he took to the hand, he can discard it to summoning Beatrice. So he has Beatrice Decode Talker with at least 1 Fogblade. So that's a pretty smart move at this point. And he could still use like Beatrice to sending Barbar if it's really necessary. But I think with this triple, 3 till 4 negations that he has at this point,
It's gonna
not
be
sure.
difficult for Tao to come back here.
Yeah.
Especially he has also Maxine in his hand to get more hand traps to his disposal into his hand here.
I'm actually questioning myself if he would have done more damage by doing this play before.
Yeah, this is what also the chat is mentioning here beforehand, that he could have somehow do enough damage.
Well, I think the OTK wasn't possible. But doing like this, he would have done, I guess.
Couldn't he just summon
400
Beatrice, then
much more.
milled Farfan, just banish the Denko, and then just attack for game with? With-
Beatrice cannot use its effect once in the same turn as she got summoned over a Burning Abyss monster.
Yeah, that's true. You have to normally summon her with 2 level 6 monsters.
Exactly.
So he's getting Farfan to his hand here. Another disruption.
Potential disruption depending on the back row. But yeah, not sure how. Yeah, what does Tao has left? Like a choker, I think we saw the Duelist Alliance, the Temple and Graph, which doesn't help at all at this point because
And he's a Joy Spring. I think he will.
yeah, that's it. So probably going to show the hand at this point.
Oh, he has a barrier. Okay, good. Then it's over at all. He can't do anything.
Yeah, probably.
That's game.
And that's the handshake.
Wow.
So
So was 1 Fogblade and 1 barrier.
Peter Heine takes it 2-1 over Town Nguyen Hong with his Burning
Look at
Abyss
this.
Phantom Knight deck.
So-
So the story continues.
Yeah, proceeding to top 4 here.
Pretty interesting.
Let's see if we can get him for another interview here.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. I thought that Pendulum had like this pretty good matchup against Burning Abyss,
Yes.
but apparently it wasn't that great. Also not sure with the Tenkoseka play
Yeah,
if it
me
was
either.
100% correctly. But I think doesn't matter. Like you said, we're going to ask Peter if he wants to join us again
Yes.
here. So stay tuned, guys, for the interview with Peter Heine.